Let's go!
Hi everybody, I have a quick little BH Cosmetics haul. This is, I think, my third purchase from BH Cosmetics. The first time I purchased from them was 2 or 3 years ago. I tried a whole bunch of different brush sets and I really hadn't been paying too much attention to them since. Oh, I think I purchased the It's Judy Time palette as well. For some reason, this product caught my eye, and I'm not somebody who normally wears colorful eyeshadow, but I do love watching other people swatch colorful eyeshadows, and I love watching other people apply it. I don't particularly use colorful eyeshadows on myself because I feel like usually when I do it, I end up looking like a clown. Actually, I was a little bit afraid today when I was experimenting with this blue that I was gonna look like a clown. Fortunately, I think it looks kind of cool. It's not an everyday eye look that I would go to, but since it's the weekend, I had time to experiment because Ariel's taking a little nap here. She's on my monitor, and I was like, oh, I have time to film. I think the last time I filmed was a month ago. But let's go ahead and get started, and I can share with you what I got. The first thing I picked up was this Foil Eyes 28 color eyeshadow palette, and I am wearing this today. Now, I used the eyeshadow wet with Fix Plus. Most of the reviews that I saw on YouTube stated that they worked really great wet, and I just went straight to wet. I did swatch it dry, and I was pretty impressed with the pigmentation swatched dry, but then again, I was swatching it on my hand, and everything always seems to swatch perfectly pretty on my hand, and then when I get it on my eye, it tends to crease, look crepey, look kind of funky. But this, so far, I think seems to have worked pretty decently. I did use a Velvet Matte base from Bare Minerals, which was a deep brown color, and yeah, so this is pretty much the eye look I came up with, and I pretty much centered it around this blue shade right here. I did notice when you initially swatch the colors that there's like a hard surface on top, but once you get past that, the color pigmentation looks decent. So for example, here's one that I haven't touched before. Like the top layer doesn't really show that much. Let's see, here's the top layer swatch. Actually, it's not that bad, but if I go ahead and rub off the top layer, swatch it again underneath it, there you have it. I mean, I guess on camera it could look the same, so, but in person I can feel the difference. The top layer is hard and the layer underneath is more buttery. I didn't experience any fallout with this. The way I applied it was that I put it on my eyes first before priming my face or doing any face makeup. I did all my eye makeup, and then I was ready to brush off the fallout like I normally do, but I didn't really see any, so that's kind of cool. But it could also be because I used these as wet shadows. So I'll go ahead and swatch the one that I have on my eye, even though you can see it on my eye right there. Oh my goodness. I think it's so pretty. So yay! I didn't end up looking like a clown. So that to me is a win, and it was super cheap. I think like $7 or $8 for how many shadows? Yes, please, thank you. Of course, if you don't like wearing colorful shadows, then stay away from them. Since I don't really wear colorful eyeshadow that much, I didn't want to buy expensive eyeshadows. But I have to admit that the Kat Von D Metal Matte palette has been catching my eye, so if it's still around during the Sephora VIB sale, I might go ahead and pick it up. And then I also went and picked up this Forever Nude Sculpt and Glow kit, and this is in the shade Medium Deep. That's what it looks like. I haven't even touched or tried this yet. This is literally my first time opening it. Then I picked up a bunch of brushes, which I haven't used yet. So I bought this before I discovered what Aliexpress is. I have bought so many brushes from Aliexpress that I think are such high quality, and those have been the brushes that I have been reaching for the past 2 months. Yeah, I know I'm doing this BH Cosmetics haul a little bit late, but so I made this BH Cosmetics purchase before I found out what Aliexpress was, And ever since I found out what Aliexpress is, I've been completely addicted to it. I have found the cutest purses, clothes for Ariel, makeup brushes. I think the main thing that I've been going crazy with are the makeup brushes. I really need to do an Aliexpress haul because I think you guys would be like, oh my gosh, that stuff is so fun. I grabbed 2 items that I purchased from Aliexpress just to quickly show you. Okay, this BH Cosmetics haul turned into an, hey, let's talk about Aliexpress. But I purchased this, it says Sephora Pro Feather Weight Blending Brush in 93. I love this brush for highlight. It just is so soft and it has a perfect give. It doesn't just flick highlighter onto my face. And then this other brush, this one came in a set. This is, I think, a fake Zoeva brush. It's the 126, but I love this brush for putting blush on. I have been going to this brush over and over again. I just cleaned it 2 days ago. That's why it looks spotless. I have used this a ton. In fact, I use it so much that I went and bought another kit. So this was like an 8-piece kit for less than $10. Granted, the shipping for Aliexpress is kind of long. It's free. Most of the stuff is free. You just have to read the detail of that specific seller. But most of my stuff I've gotten within 3 weeks. I think this came in 3 weeks. This came in 3 weeks. I have gotten such amazing stuff from Aliexpress. I'm so addicted to it. I need to do a separate Aliexpress haul. And I've also become addicted to watching Aliexpress hauls myself. So I think that's how I got started, because it was recommended and I clicked on it and I was like, they got all that stuff, and it was, how much? What? So I took a chance on it and I was really happy that I did, because I love everything that I got from Aliexpress. I think I am yet to be disappointed with any of my purchases from there. But anyway, back to the BH Cosmetics haul. I picked up this Sculpt and Blend 10-piece set. So when I first bought this, and we all know I don't need brushes, but I am a makeup and brush hoarder, I was like, oh, that looks different. This one has the the nose contouring brush. It's the brush that is like the V-shape. It's like a dupe for that brush that I hauled in January that I picked up from iMats. You just put it on your nose and go like that. I don't particularly find this brush to be very useful, actually. I guess it's kind of gimmicky, and I was like, oh, that's different, and I picked it up. So this one, I think it was on one of their super sales, so that's why I put it into the cart. I do have the first version of their 10-piece, I don't know what you call it, their 10-piece Sculpt and Blend, I guess their #1 set. I have used this one, and I've used it for a few months. I actually put it back in the original packaging, but if you look at it closely, the brushes are a little bit stained from foundation. Originally, I probably would have been like, wow, these brushes are great. But ever since having found Aliexpress and buying brushes from there, I'm like, oh, okay, these are just okay. I know, kind of sad. What a sad revelation, right? For a brush junkie. So then from BH Cosmetics, I also picked up these vegan brushes. The V1, V2, and V3 are what I picked up. Let's see, the V1 is the large powder brush, and this is what it looks like. I have been completely going to the brushes that I bought from Aliexpress, so this one hasn't gotten any love from me at all, but it does look like a decent quality fluffy brush. I will say that the bristles do feel very plasticky. I shouldn't say plasticky, but they do definitely feel synthetic, as they are, because they're vegan, and I actually like that. Nowadays companies do a good job of making synthetic brushes. I also like that they don't soak up as much of your product. And then this one is the V2, I believe. This one is the pointed blending brush. I was kind of hoping that this brush was going to have more of a taper, because if you see the packaging, it kind of looks like this brush is a very tapered brush, but it's not. It just looks like your standard powder brush. And then here is a blush brush. I think this is the V3. No, this is the vegan contour brush. Again, like I said, I haven't really been showing these brushes love, because I'm not even joking, I probably have bought over 100 brushes from Aliexpress. So I completely need to haul those brushes. I'm very excited about them. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you all are doing well, and see you next time. Bye!